I'm sure you guys all know that old nursery rhyme. You know, the one about the pigs in their little houses and stuff with the wolf. Well, this is her version. She huffed and she puffed and she blew her chance of staying out of jail. And while some of this is kind of funny in a way, it is actually also very sad and a little bit heartwarming because the judge shows unbelievable compassion for this lady. She might not be able to see that compassion at the get-go, but it's definitely there. As you all know, the case with Judge Simpson, he is a very compassionate person. He really does care. So while we can have a bit of a laugh and a joke about this, it is very, very serious and very important to treat this woman with a bit of humanity as well. Now, we've all seen people do crazy stuff in court, and we've seen people, you know, freak out, have meltdowns, all that kind of stuff. We've seen people turn up wearing weird stuff. And then, of course, you have Zoom court, and you see even crazier stuff because people are at home. I'm sure you'll all remember the Hot Pocket guy.
To that number, or say to all my family. I'm sorry, because I called my grandmother.
Or that couple that got a little bit frisky. Seen people using the lavatory, eating, smoking, drinking in various stages of undress. But this is the first time I've ever seen anybody getting jiggy with it. That's a very kind of dad way of putting it, but you know what I'm talking about. Doing a bit of horizontal Irish dancing, you know, shaking sheets. Or the guy that yeeted a cat one time.
Okay. Oh, poor kitty. Sir, was that a cat you just threw?
Yeah, she comes down off. Sorry.
Seen people carry their phone with them and sit down on the john and do their thing. We've seen people driving when they're, you know, in court for not having a license. And now in this one, this lady gets caught huffing. Cleaning products. Now, she claims she didn't. It's right there on camera. You'll see it here in a second. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, the inside of this lady's nose has seen more cleaning products than my germphobe girlfriend's kitchen countertops. But anyway, without further ado, let's go back to earlier on in the live here when she was chilling out, pulling some cute faces and huffing some cleaning supplies. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, except for herpes. That definitely comes home with you on massive gambling debt. But what happens in Zoom definitely doesn't stay on Zoom, especially when that Zoom is being broadcast live on one of the biggest court channels out there, Judge Simpson's. All right, so here she is now at the lectern, not podium. Lucy, isn't that right? Yeah, my dear friend Lucy absolutely hates when they say podium because it's not a podium. Anyway, so she's here at the lectern, old Huffy the Vampire Slayer, and the judge is about to come out and, let's have a look.
Well, thank you for coming down. Miss Fleming, I'm going to ask you again.
I did. I was.
You did what?
I huffed.
You were huffing. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I made a mistake.
Why weren't you... Why were you lying to me when...
I panicked. I just panicked. And I'm so sorry. I'm really, really sorry.
Ma'am, how frequently are you doing this? I mean, are you doing that every day?
Sometimes.
That's really sad. It is sad. Bless her, though.
I mean, you're going to end up dying.
Can you give me another chance today, please?
Is that what you're trying to do?
No.
Are you trying to kill yourself?
No, I'm sorry. I just...
Hey, so, but...
That's really sad.
How long have you been doing this?
About, I don't know. I've tried it off and on for a year or so.
Have you thought that you might need to get into some type of treatment or something? Have you?
I need to.
But you haven't done that.
I guess I haven't had anything like this happen. I plan on getting in touch with.
Who are you going to get into? You don't even know.
Ah.
You don't even know who you're going to get in touch with.
Why not?
It's really sad. Truly, it is. As you guys know, like in my previous career in Australia, I dealt with people who are addicted to substances every single day, like all day, every day. And even people that I know personally that, you know, are addicted to substances, even though they know that they need help, right? They know that the only way for them to have a normal life and not be in bother all the time is to go and get help. And then you often hear people say, oh, she just doesn't want help or he doesn't want help. You know, frankly, most of the time they do. They really do want the help. They just can't get past it. They just can't defeat this demon that's holding them back. I've seen it so many times. I really have. And like, you know, I've met people, you know, when I again worked in that role in Australia that were a nightmare to deal with, right? In every capacity, like just an absolute disaster. And you know, they would say to a judge or to whoever that, you know, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And obviously they don't, right? We all know, we've seen it a million times here in these courts, right? Or some of you have probably seen it in your personal lives. You know, if you had a family member or yourselves, even if you were addicted to alcohol or drugs or whatever the case may be, you'd make all the promises in the world. Or they would make all the promises in the world that would never be followed through. I'm dealing with it at the moment with a friend of mine who's been suffering a lot with substances. And yeah, it is hard. You know, you can see that this lady knows, and it's really sad for me even to see her like this, because I used to see it every day where people would be pleading and pleading and pleading to not go into treatment or not go into jail because that addiction is so strong and so overwhelming for them that all they really care about is getting the next hit, even if that is like, you know, pledge or whatever it is. And that's really sad. And you see that fear in them. They're terrified of what will happen, even though they know themselves that it's because of their own actions or inaction. So I just wanted to say, like, that is scary and sad. But anyway, we'll move on.
No, I have to speak to.
Well, I will say Miss Fleming does go to therapy at Huron Valley Consultants.
Yeah.
As I've stated, we've been working on getting those medical records. I have reviewed some of those medical records. It indicates they do talk, and Ms. Fleming's on methadone. We're still in the methadone program. So I do know, I will say that there are entries that they've had these types of conversations about her past use. So I think it's something that Ms. Fleming knows that she deals with.
Yeah.
Have you told them that you're huffing?
No.
You
I know I have to. I plan on speaking to my counselor today.
I'll be right
When's
back,
the next
guys.
time you see your therapist?
I can see him tomorrow morning.
Okay, so Miss Fleming, here's what you got to understand. For me, when you tell me that you have an appointment, when you tell me all these things, it becomes hard for me to believe whether or not you're telling me the truth.
I understand that.
And that's because I asked you a series of times when you were on Zoom.
I freaked out. I should have said the exact truth, and I'm so sorry, Joyce. And please give me a chance today, please.
Well, Miss Feltus, you want to say something?
I do, Your Honor. Miss APA Cook was able to review the YouTube footage, and we shared with Miss Kearney a screenshot that did show the defendant with the canister in her hand. I recognize that canister to be what I commonly refer to as dust off or computer cleaner, a type of compressed air. I'm very familiar with this drug, and I know that any time that you use it, it can cause instant death.
Yep.
This is a drug that is extremely dangerous, and the way that this is being ingested can lead to long-term issues as well as immediate death. The brain can die every time you do this. I think it's clear the defendant's very scared. I think it's clear that she wants to change. She wants to stop using. I really want to see her again, Your Honor. I'm very worried that we're not going to see her again. I truly, truly want the court to hear that this coming in from a place of compassion and concern, not a place of bond violation. Is coming from a place for the people of actual concern. We will not see her. I am requesting that the court consider bond change with a release to treatment for her to get some help. But I do know that my experience with this drug and all the education I have surrounding drugs in general leads me to believe this is an extremely risky behavior. I ask the court to consider a bond change.
Please, Your Honor, please.
I do know Miss Fleming does have a medical team around her. She sees her primary care doctor consistently. As I stated, she is in therapy. I think everyone's concern for Miss Fleming is warranted, especially the circumstances that this arose out of. I'm happy to work with her and get information to the people in the court if the court allows her to stay out of custody. Obviously, if she's in custody, that will take place too. I'm just asking that the court consider letting us work on that while she's out of custody.
Please.
She does have some medical issues that, and that's partially why she sees her doctor so consistently. This is an old retail fraud. I do, it's this case, I don't believe has anything to do with her use or anything like that. I just asked for a chance.
Might though, because if she's been using for off and on, as she's indicated, a year, this offense is in June of this year.
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly how long I've been using it. It's been for some months now. I don't know if it's been a year exactly.
Okay, Ms. Fleming, here's how I know you're an addict. You tell me one thing, and then when all of a sudden that doesn't seem like that goes your way, you change your story. You did that in rather rapid shot fashion when you were on Zoom.
I'm so sorry.
No, Miss Fleming, sometimes things happen for a reason, and not all of them we like what happens, but they happen for a reason. And maybe it also goes to what Ms. Feltes said.
Please keep me out of custody today. Please, Judge Simpson, please. I'm begging you.
You can't stop.
I am stopping. I'm done. I promise. I promise with everything in me.
Miss Fleming, here's my problem. You've already lied to me today. Repeatedly.
I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I got here as soon as you said, please to come down. I got right on the bus and I came
here. It was either going to be, and I think you'd understood, if you didn't come down, we were going to come and get you because there was going to be a bench warrant.
Okay. I think you're scaring me straight.
No, I don't think I have. Certainly not yet. But I'm going to let you know, if you think for 1 minute that I'm going to sit here when I know what I know at this point and have you die on my watch, and I haven't used what tools I have to try to make sure that you stay alive, you're sadly mistaken.
Please don't take me in today, Judge Simpson. Please, I'm begging you, please, please, everything in me, please. Please give me one more chance, please. Please, Judge Simpson.
And I will add, General, Ms. Fleming was honest with me when I spoke with her. I think she understands the reality of the situation.
I think she knows at this point, obviously, that she's going inside. Like, there's no question. Let me know. Do you think jail is the best place for somebody with an addiction? I know there are dedicated places for
Anything else
addiction.
you want to
but-
tell me?
Just that I'm going to tell you the truth from here on out. I swear on everything in me. I swear on everything in me, Judge Simpson. I swear on everything in me. And I voted for you.
Doing about the 65 other thousand, but thank you, Agnes.
Bless her, though. I do feel sorry for her. That's tough.
You're not dying on my watch, not tonight.
I'm not going to die tonight.
done.
Please.
I'm done listening. Listen to me now.
Okay.
You're not going to die on my watch. I can't trust you. I don't know what therapeutic routine you have, what you have surrounding you that I can safely let you out. Because whatever you're doing at this point, you do it, you go home and you're huffing.
I won't.
Yeah, I know. You're going to tell me I won't do it. You're going to tell me that all that
Please,
stuff.
Judge Simpson, please.
Miss Fleming, I've heard it all before. And then the next thing I know, before we even get to your case again, guess what? I'm online reading about your obituary, and I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. If they can get the information, I'll take a look at it and I'll potentially reconsider. I'll set a review of her bond on December 22nd, 2005 at 9 o'clock. But at this time, her bond is revoked, defendant's remanded.
I'm arrested. Oh my God.
There we go.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Get somebody now.
it is sad. Ultimately, like I know, you can laugh and joke about these things, and I think that's healthy too, right? To be able to joke about these things, because sometimes that helps to bridge a gap and make people open their eyes a little bit. Obviously the lady's a serious addict. She's there for a fairly minor offense in the first place, which was a retail fraud, probably changing prices or tags or whatever. Obviously, you guys all know a lot of addicts will do things like that to steal things to make money, to buy drugs and stuff. So it is very sad. It is. I suppose, you could argue that it wasn't a very serious offense, give her a chance or whatever, but there's, a few reasons here why the judge, I think, made this decision. Number one, clearly the lady has a serious addiction. She's not following her, what would you say, her release orders or whatever the case may be. So that's the first thing. That's the technical part of it. Second part of it is that continued drug use, number one, leads to serious medical issues for her, leads to antisocial behavior, potentially her death or severe, illness or whatever. And then also can lead to the reoffending, almost certainly will lead to the reoffending. So there's a whole lot of reasons, but on a purely human personal level, it's the best place for her right now. I don't know. Jail, not necessarily the best place for a drug addict. Sometimes it is. You hear people get clean in jail, but there's also massive access to narcotics and other things in jail. So it's, not ideal really. I did have another joke that I was going to use earlier and I kind of felt like maybe I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway because comedy's comedy, whatever way you look at it. At least if she did get brought in for a test, there's no doubt that it would be clean because of all the cleaning products. Jokes are funnier when you explain them. Anyway, lads and lassies, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure and give it a thumbs up. Hype it if you can. I don't know if I have set that up right yet. Leave a comment. That really helps with the algorithm. Get it all stimulated. And yeah, just give your comments down below. Start an argument. Do something. Anything. Share it. Fucking whatever. Thank you so much. We'll catch you in the next one. Sláinte.